Hello there, Sully here, the retired tanker yanker with my life after trucking. May the 10th, 1 year ago today. For about a minute I was dead. I died 1 year ago today. I was resuscitated on the table. Harsh reality of life. It really didn't sink in at the time when they told me, when I came out of anesthesia, that they lost me for a minute. First thing I thought of was my niece who was there in the hospital. And they had to tell her. And all I could think of is, what if they hadn't resuscitated me? And it would have been on her to tell the rest of my family. Ooh, excuse me. Would have been on her to tell the rest of my family. Apparently, I had some pretty bad infections in my body. I had E. coli infection, and I also had a urinary tract infection. Apparently, I had very large stones in both kidneys, and the stone in my left kidney was obstructing the urinary tract. I remember pretty clear that week leading up to my hospitalization. I had missed Monday and Tuesday at work because I just was feeling horrible. And I was really very close to going to the hospital. But my dispatcher kind of talked me into coming and taking a run, and it was West Hill, Ontario, which is a run I like doing. But it was on the way back from the run. On the 2 days that I missed out of work, I did go to my doctor, and he did ask for blood work because he was kind of concerned. It was on the way back. I was just around Watertown, New York, when he called me directly. Usually his office calls me and tells me test results. He called me directly. And he said, "Jerry, your white count is way up. You're really sick. Get to a hospital immediately." And I said, "Well, still about 300 miles from home, and I'm feeling like I can make it home, but I promise you when I get home I'll get to the hospital." He said, "Well, are there any places in case you get sick on the way?" And I said, "Yeah, well, there's Syracuse, there's Binghamton, there's Scranton, and there's Allentown." He said, "Well, if you start feeling sick again, stop, call 911, and go to an emergency room." Well, I got as far as Gibson, PA, which is where I usually fuel on the way back from that stop to take my 30-minute break. And when I got out of the truck, I really felt sick. I really felt, this is it, I can't go on. And I called 911. They sent an ambulance to the Flying J truck stop there. And they took me to Scranton, to Geisinger Hospital in Scranton, where they did a CT scan, I think. And they said, "Yes, you have very, very, very large kidney stones, and your left kidney is obstructed. We have to put a stent in." So it was while under anesthesia, having that stent put in, that my heart stopped. I'm kind of glad that they resuscitated me, of course, but I just took it in stride. I said, "Yeah, okay. You lost me for a minute, but you got me back, so." But it is a big deal. And the more I thought about it, they put me in intensive care that night. And I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. My father died on the table. He was having heart bypass surgery. And this was in 1971, when heart bypass surgery was done after you had a heart attack. And my father had a massive heart attack. My father was 47 years old when he died. I was about 10 days before my 15th birthday. And the harsh reality of life hit me less than 2 years later when my mother passed away on my sister's 20th birthday. I was 16 years old at the time, so here I was, 16 years old, about to start my senior year in high school, and I had 2 fewer parents than I did when I started my freshman year in high school. Now, I knew that my back had been really bothering me, and it had been bothering me for almost 3-4 years at this point. And I just was toughing it out because, hey, I'm a tough guy, soldier on. I guess what I want to say is that you never know when you're going to get that tap on the shoulder. You never know when it's time to cash your check. So, make the most out of every moment you have, because at some point you'll stop having moments. And that's no good. Your problems are over, but the people you leave behind, their problems are just beginning. So, take it easy, take it as it comes, live life to the fullest. Because you never know when you wake up if it's going to be your last day or not. So, on the first anniversary of the day I died and came back to life, this is Sully, the retired tanker yanker, saying safe and happy travels. This has been a Coney Island Whitefish production.